What's going on, everyone? It's Achilles OBT coming at you with a brand new video. And in today's video, we finally cracked the top 2 of our support series. A series that has seen me ranking the supports in the game at the moment from 10 through 1, just as I see fit. I guess I should get my standard thing out of the way right at the beginning of this video. To anybody who may be watching this series, who whether you've been watching every video that I've put up so far, or if you're just joining us now here at number 2, all the way at the back end of the journey, this is just purely my own opinion on where I see the supports ranked from 10 through 1. And a lot of this is based on each hero's ability to keep their teammates alive and in the fight, amongst other support-like things. So, this is just purely my opinion. These are not actual facts, obviously. And I just want to make it clear that this is not a list that I'm throwing out there to kind of tilt a lot of the hardcore mains out there. This is just purely how I see it, and that's all there is to it. So, here at number 2, we come across what might be like my second favorite support in the game of the current crop that we have with Auriel. I mentioned it before on the Karazim video that I'm extremely biased towards the Diablo supports. So they definitely pull ahead for me on the fun factor side of things. One thing I noticed about the 2 Diablo supports is that they're very dependent on you being aggressive. They're not actually like sit back and wait type of supports who just can afford to just watch things all the time. You have to be very, very, very active with these heroes in order to get any value out of it. So it's something that I actually appreciate as a player who generally likes playing heroes that get into fights and stuff like that, you know, like frontline heroes and things and whatnot. I like that you have 2 options that support that are very, very active, that you could actually get in the fight and do things to help your team survive. So, without further ado, we're going to get right into it. Alright, we find ourselves on the Sky Temple. The composition we were going to have was a little bit better than the one that we currently have. One of those situations where a player disconnected and they had to reset the matchmaking. So, the friendly composition will be a Samuro, Zarya, Asmodee, Jaina. Myself as Auriel, going against a Medivh, Artanis, Rexxar, Samuro, and a Malfurion. So, I have actually showcased Auriel before on this channel, and my build will remain largely unchanged from the one that I showcased before, but there is something that I started experimenting with a little bit the last time I played her that I actually got massive value out of, and it's something that I'm going to attempt to showcase in this video right now and pull off effectively. One thing that we do need to stay on top of, because I honestly, for whatever reason, my Auriel play has been really, really, really subpar these past few weeks. And it's not something that's like as a result of the hero falling off. I honestly think that it's just, I'm in a rut right now. So, like, I'm going to be trying, like, extra hard to get things done for my team and get back to the level that I was playing at before. Because I was actually a game changer with Auriel when she first came out. And like I said, the past few weeks, it hasn't been the same case. So, one thing that I would like to point out about Auriel, that's actually one of my favorite things about her, is that she doesn't actually run on mana at all. She has her own source of energy, if you will. It's actually what it's called. I didn't mean to use that word. But her source is called energy, and basically she gains it by being, again, proactive in the fight. The more she attacks things, the more energy she gains. Also, you can use the crown, which is called Bestow Hope, which is your trait, which is your D. Whoever you plant the crown on, the damage that they deal also gives you energy in return. So, there's a lot of like supporting like for them and supporting for you going on with this hero, but it translates to a very, 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 very high level character. One that's extremely balanced in my opinion and extremely fun to use. So, the talent that we chose at level 1, I believe, was Increasing Clarity, I believe it's called. Where the name of the game is going to be to land our W strikes, but land them with the target in the center of our W. So the more we can do that, the more we can actually increase the damage output of this ability. Oh, God. And I'm stuck. I'm dead. Oh, no, I'm not. Unless Medivh misses. Oh my God, the wall went down. That is such crazy timing. The wall went down right when he needed it to, And that was the opening he needed to see me right here and take me down. That is very unfortunate. Okay, so level 4. We're going to go for Majestic Span. Basically what this does is it makes the area of effect of our strike wider. So in other words, it makes it easier for us to land those center strikes that we need to actually tack on more damage. The thing about Auriel that a lot of people still, in my opinion, still don't seem to get is that you do need to put some kind of emphasis on how you're getting your energy for yourself. You can't play this hero purely with the mindset that the players you're playing beside are going to be your only source of energy. If you have a mindset like that, you're not going to be able to play this hero at her highest level. And a lot of Auriel users have that mindset where this body block is fantastic, Zarya, really. A lot of players have that mindset where they completely depend on the support of their teammates to get their energy. And essentially what happens is they become gun shy because they're not accustomed to having energy on deck, and they start pointing fingers at other people. That, or they pick talents that really, really don't do as much as you would think they do. Like a lot of people I see at level 1, they go for the speed increase on the Q ability, which I honestly don't see the point of. If you know what you're doing, you're gonna land your Qs no matter what. You do not need a speed increase in order to help yourself land it. It's not the same as adding range to the AoE. Yes, adding range to the AoE does help you land it, but it also helps you land it on multiple targets, which is a massive upside. And that's something that I actually like about the fact that we have a Samuro on the enemy team, is that I could actually build stacks off of his images. So we're going to have no trouble getting this quest talent done. And that's part of what I've been experimenting with Auriel as well. Because I realized for the longest that I have not had any issue getting energy because I have my own way of playing her. And I'm very, very aggressive, and I build a certain way to allow me to be aggressive. So it actually comes in handy in the second half of my build with something that I started experimenting with. Now at level 7, we went for Energized Cord. What this does is increases the amount of energy we get when we auto attack things. So again, just giving ourselves a bigger out to get energy for ourselves in situations where teammates may not be around to do that for us. Again, you have to factor all of these situations in when you play this hero. You can't just pick her and be like, okay, I have 4 teammates with me. I'm just going to depend on them to actually get me my energy going. It's not going to work if you try it like that. Like, I really, really can't overstress that. We're going to back them away. Another thing that I see a lot of low caliber Auriel players doing whenever I have one on my team is using the whip ability for no reason. I see that all the time, and I actually, like, it's a big source of frustration, to be honest. We're going to heal up Zarya there. Again, I just want to point out like how little trouble we're having right now of keeping our teammates in the fight, which again goes hand in hand with like the whole point of this series if you're still new to it. I'm going to put that on Jaina just to mitigate some of that. Again, we're just getting massive value out of this quest talent because they have a Samuro who keeps pulling out images for me to get stacks on. Auriel actually is a very, very good counter pick. If you're still looking for a good counter pick to Samuro, Auriel is definitely somebody you may want to consider. Especially on the back end of your build. If you go for blinds, it just really, really, really wrecks Samuro and everything he's trying to do. So, I see it all the time. Like, I see a lot of, like, for lack of a better way to put it, like, new Auriel users whipping for no reason. And essentially, instead of doing something that's actually helping your team, you save the opponent by whipping them into safety. And you hurt your teammate's chance of, like, securing a kill. Again, it's been a major source of frustration for me, like a lot more often than not. Whenever I have an Auriel on my team, immediately, like, I don't feel excitement when somebody picks Auriel. I feel concern because I'm not sure like of what they're gonna attempt to do with that character. I should have had a crown on Jaina this whole time. I thought I did put one on her, but apparently I didn't. Either way, we got one on her now. But you see, I'm not sure how long I was going without a crown right there. And again, no issue whatsoever keeping my energy up. And that's the whole point. That's where I differ a little bit from how other people use this hero. We're going to put that crown right there just on time to get a little bit of energy out of him. Wasn't really much value out of it, but, you know, maybe the wave was already cleared out by the time he did that. No fault on his part. We're going to put that right back on Jaina. I just think that's the best call right now as far as like who we should be putting our crown on. Another thing that would help if you're not sure of who to put the crown on, you could also hit tab and see who's doing the most hero damage on your team, and that might just make it a little bit easier for you to decide who you want to keep the crown on. I'm not saying it works 100% of the time, but it is an option if you're not sure of who you should be crowning. Jaina just went all in on that one. We did secure a kill out of it, thank God. I am going to put that heal on Samuro. Make sure he's in a good, healthy state to actually pursue a kill. And we have a good little push going in the top lane. Again, Auriel is an extremely active hero, but everything she does, if you get used to her, you can do with relative ease. That was a really, really good heroic there by Medivh. I'm going to attempt to get some more stacks. I got to remember that I do have my ult on deck just in case. Again, we got some more stacks out of that. I'm going to heal up Jaina, no problem. We did go for Crystal Aegis at level 10. Now, I do actually see situations where both heroics can be extremely valuable, but for the purpose of this video, I do think that it was a little bit of a better call of going with the conventional pick with the Aegis. So, we do currently have a 2-level advantage. We're having no trouble whatsoever keeping our teammates alive at the moment. We are outslaying the enemy team 7-3 so far, and we just want to look to keep that going. Anything to keep the momentum in our favor. Now, Samuro is actually close by. Not totally worried about that. Again, he's just going to give me stacks whenever he uses his images. I was about to say, I don't think that I should be the one moving forward here, though. Again, no trouble. Just going to heal them up right there. I still have my Aegis. I have not used it one time, so I do have it available anytime we need it. I'm going to sidestep that route. I actually got juked right there by Samuro. I was trying to heal him, and he blinked away. Which shows me what talent he picked at 13. He picked the stealth blink. Which is cool. I just have to be aware of that whenever I do try to put a heal on him. He may actually dodge it by mistake. I think Asmodee needs to be careful here going that alone. I'm going to switch that off to Samuro just to get a little more energy out of him. The thing that I started experimenting with on my build, for people who have seen my last Auriel video, is that I actually started experimenting with the quest talent at 16 because I have no trouble getting energy. I do try for that increase to my heals every time I get full energy. I just don't remember what it's called at the moment, which is why I'm struggling to talk about it. There's a Samuro right there. He's right there. And Jaina's going to be the target here, so we're definitely going to keep our heals on her and our positioning close to her. There goes Samuro. Did not mean to aggro the boss there at all. We're just going to walk away from it because that's a smart thing to do. And again, I tacked on the blinds at 13, so Samuro's damage is going to be significantly reduced every time we hit him with a Q. There we go. Reservoir of Hope, that's what it's called. I could just do this, save myself. We are going to blind them. That is full stacks for me. Artanis accidentally dodged that, which is always good. We're going to put that on Zarya, I believe. Oh, that Medivh ult. We're just spreading it over and over and over again. I did not want to use that soon. I don't have the Aegis to save Jaina there. Just unfortunate timing right there. And we really, really clumped up really bad right there. Okay, so we got to make this work. We are going to blind Artanis as well. There we go. We got a full stack out of that one. Again, we're not going to have any trouble whatsoever getting our energy all the way back up, as you're seeing right here. And as a result, we're able to mitigate all of that damage with one heal. I'm going to put that crown on Zarya. She's going to be just fine. Again, we just need to be careful with Medivh. Medivh is really the one that won that last team fight for them. And we need to be aware of that. Got full energy again. Bear is not taking the portal. I do feel bad that we lost Jaina on that last one, but there was really nothing I could do without the Aegis. I'm going to switch that right back to Jaina. We did blind Artanis, so that's going to be taken care of. I'm just going to casually evade this laser. There has been small issues at times with body blocking, but it hasn't cost us like anything major just yet. For the most part, we're playing an extremely comfortable game still. Jaina's positioning, not the greatest right here. I don't know what she's attempting to do here by herself. Like, that's something we don't need. Just stay with the team. Again, make life easier on yourself. There's no need to make it more complicated. I did not necessarily want to... And he's just walking right next to me, putting the... Oh, that's going to be an issue, man. I don't have the Aegis for some reason. I honestly don't know where it was. We're going to put that blind. We're going to heal ourselves up. We'll be just fine. Okay, when I get a moment, I am going to bring it up in the chat because that's really, really, really annoying. That's like the 4th time Medivh has gotten massive value out of that heroic when he shouldn't have. They're just putting everything they got on Jaina. I could not heal her through that. And again, here we go. Here we go with the polymorph. I'm going to heal myself up just fine. We're going to push him away from his portal. Almost worked. We're going to put that crown on Samuro. I am going to heal myself up here prematurely just to make sure I'm okay. Artanis is currently blinded, so he can't really do much with his auto attacks. Couldn't afford to wait there. Had to use it. It's worth mentioning, though, we've got 7 stacks right now on that Reservoir of Hope. Again, energy is just a non-issue with this build and this playstyle. And I don't think I've died. I died once. Okay, Samuro. I need you alive, big guy. I just put whatever I had on him, which was nothing. Okay. We just need our guys to play a little bit smarter here and not make life harder for ourselves. Because we have the composition to completely deal with whatever they want to throw at us. So Asmodan made a decision to die like before anything right there. I agree with Zarya. Grabbing a keep right there, and now like they have the numbers advantage going into these 2 shrines. Or 1 shrine, that's even worse. Alright, we're going to hope for the best. I'm going to put it on Zarya because I think she's still... No, Asmodan is actually in the lead in hero damage. But I think Zarya could actually turn it around right here. I don't know, I'm playing a hunch here, guys. That's what it was. I missed my targeting on the other one. That wasn't the greatest Aegis either, to be honest. I think I just got Zarya killed. And we're just going to fall one by one here. So we're going to have to hope for a miracle push here. As far as like the minions go. Which is not the worst thing in the world, but there were easier ways to try and win this game. But it is what it is. The enemy team is going to hit 20 before us as well. Like, this count right here is way closer than it needed to be, in my personal opinion. We're getting a lot of deaths with no value, and that's always an issue. I'm not alive for another 15 seconds either, so these guys are on their own. The Medivalt is a problem as well. I mean, if they get it, they get it. Don't just run. Again, just not seeing the smartest decisions being made here. Zarya had all day to run away from that. Oh, it's a good thing we're defending with nothing on. We're getting core damage at the moment. It's a very good thing we're defending with no shrines available right now. I'm going to wait for the purpose of the stacks to get full energy, and then I'm going to heal Samuro. Look at that. We did 1,500 healing on that one heal. Our energy is over 1,600 at the moment. We've got 8 stacks at the moment. We just need to play smart. Like, we have the character. We have the composition. We need to have the brains. Honestly. Like, help me with this. Just defend this. There's no need to do anything else. I should have had a crown on Jaina right there. So this is going to come down to this fight right here. We do not have 20 talents, and the enemy team does. That is something we have to be very, very, very aware of. I was trying to decloak the Samuro right there. Without a doubt, this one, well, I'm not so sure anymore. We are going to be able to heal her right through that. And there's 2 shrines as well. That's actually going to work in our favor. Whoa, 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 no, 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 no. We are going to heal her right through that. That time we actually saved her. One of these is the real one. I'm going to go for Shield of Hope here. One last shield. We're going to win this game for sure. There's like nothing they can do here to actually stop us from winning. I'm going to use the shield at the last moment just to make sure nobody dies. And that's going to be game. So a little more complicated than it needed to be, but still it's a win. We still showcase what makes Auriel so damn high on this list, in my personal opinion. There's just so much that she does right, honestly. And she's such a balanced hero. I don't think any aspect of her is overpowered. I think she's just right. She's one of those rare cases where they had a hero like figured out from the onset. So, summarizing right now. Like I mentioned at the start of this video, one of the biggest things that I love about this character is how active, how proactive you have to be with her. You definitely can't afford to just sit back and let things like manifest on their own. You have to actually take part in what's going on. The healing output was not as high as I would have liked it to be, but perhaps there were reasons for that. I know we didn't really get super, like, crazy amounts of value out of our Crystal Aegis, but you know, it is what it is. We were still able to do the job. In most cases, we were able to keep our guys alive. There were a number of cases where guys had meaningless deaths. We had a decent amount of deaths with no value. That is always going to be a problem. My death had no value as well. When I had the bad Aegis on Zarya, I mentioned it in my last Auriel video that sometimes the Aegis is actually counterproductive, because instead of saving lives, it locks a person down and guarantees that they're going to die. That's exactly what happened to Zarya when I put the Aegis on her when I did. So the better option would have been to put it on Jaina preemptively before she went low health while she had 3 targets on her. So that would have been the better option. And for me to stand next to Jaina when it went down, land another Q on some targets, get my energy up, and then heal both of us, use a whip to give some distance, and then back away with Jaina. So, none of that happened, and it cost us that team fight in a big way. Thankfully, it didn't cost us the game. Going over the build one last time before we get out of here, because Auriel is one of those heroes that I feel like I need to kind of put a spotlight on this a little bit, because in my opinion, I still don't think people are using her exactly the right way that they should. They don't have the right idea necessarily. At level 1, we went for increasing clarity. Every time Sacred Sweep hits a hero in the center, it increases the center damage by 2 up to 50, and after hitting 25 heroes, the center damage bonus is increased to 120. Why is this important? Because your damage output directly influences how much energy you get on the way back. Now, it's not just bestow hope that gives you energy, and this is the part that I consistently see people like undervaluing. You can get yourself energy by playing a certain way and building a certain way, and when you get this thing on full stacks, one Q strike and you almost give yourself like halfway to a little over half of your energy bar off of one significant like sacred sweep. That's not minor. At level 4, you go for Majestic Span. This increases the radius of Sacred Sweep by 15%. So in other words, it makes it easier for you to land those center strikes to build your stacks. At level 7, this is one of the biggest ones that I never see people picking. And again, I just don't think people have caught on to how valuable this really is. Energized Chord increases the energy stored from Auriel's basic attacks to 100% of the damage against heroes and 50% of the damage against non-heroes. So as long as you are attacking things, and again, it's not that you're attacking for damage, you're attacking for energy. So you can attack things all day. Nobody will notice. There'll be none the wiser because Auriel doesn't hit hard. So that's the beauty of this talent, because nobody notices that you're auto-attacking them, and meanwhile, you're getting a crazy amount of energy in return for those hits that aren't doing any real damage. Again, like, it's a quiet talent, but it's at the same time it's a massive talent. It's something that I don't see people picking, and again, at the moment, I don't understand why they always go with Empathetic Link, and they think like, oh, I'll just put it on the tank and they'll take damage. The problem with that is that the tank is the only hero in your roster that gets any value out of that talent. So the minute that tank is dead, or if it's the opposite where all of you guys die first, obviously you're not going to get any value out of it if you're dead and your tank is alive. You're not going to get any value out of it if you're alive and your tank is dead. Because who are you going to put it on? You're going to put that on another hero that has half the health pool that will not stand there and take damage to get any value out of it. You have to think 3 moves ahead with your talents. You have to think 3 moves ahead with everything you do. There is more going on with these talents than you think. You just have to be able to see it. And again, that's what this video right now, this little back end, that's what I'm trying to put a showcase on. Energized Chord gets value no matter what. As long as you are alive, you are getting value. Empathetic Link loses all value when your tank dies. There's just no other way to cover that. At level 10, we went for Crystal Aegis. You place an allied hero into a stasis for 2 seconds upon expiration. Crystal Aegis deals 270 damage to all nearby enemies. So, honestly, I think the damage is still actually pretty low on this. I think this could do with a little bit of a buff, because it's not, for certain compositions, people don't get scared off of this all that much. And you could argue that you get the upside of the energy that you get when you land the damage on this ability. Like if it hits multiple targets, you get full energy, sure. But that doesn't change the fact that the allied hero that's stuck inside of this is still stuck in one spot. So the positioning does not change. It's kind of like the Haka's burrow, whenever he goes underground, a lot more often than not, he's actually sealing his own fate by doing that. So the Aegis works exactly the same way. At 13, we went for Blinding Flash. Enemies hit by the center area of Sacred Sweep are blinded for 3 seconds. This is just massive value out of a level 13 talent. Again, every time we landed that, Artanis, not effective. Samuro, not effective. Like, so many things. Rexar and the Bear, not effective. Like, immediately you nerf a lot of their damage when you land it. And again, because our radius is stronger and wider, we can blind more people like every time we use this ability. And level 16, this was the experiment, but the experiment gone extremely right in my opinion. Reservoir of Hope. Each maximum energy Ray of Heaven Auriel cast increases the maximum amount of energy that can be stored by 75. So you saw one of the last ones we hit a friendly target with was over 1,500 health in one heal. That's a regular heal. That's like Rhaegar ancestral healing levels of like healing, but in a regular ability, not in a heroic. So again, but you have to know how to build energy. That's the whole thing with this talent. This talent is not worth taking if you're struggling to get your energy bar up. If you know what you're doing, and again, clearly we did. Like, we had no issue whatsoever stacking energy, and it wasn't costing us our healing output at all. Like, it did the opposite. It only helped it. So, again, be very careful when taking this talent, but do not take this talent if you're struggling to keep your energy up. There are 2 other very, very good choices at 16 that you'll get way more value out of if you're struggling to get your energy up. So please keep that in mind. At level 20, this is basically Auriel's version of Storm Shield. So, but it's actually, Storm Shield's really good, but this one has a potential for a little more value because this one's based on how much health the targets are missing. So you could get a little more value out of this depending on when you use it. So this is actually very good. But that is the build. Again, Auriel is a proactive support. Very much fun to use. Extremely balanced in my opinion. Again, I love the Diablo supports more than any of the other versus supports in the game because they have such a unique feel to them where they have to be active and like hands-on to get their healing off. And I just think that's something that's fantastic. I honestly hope that if they add more Diablo supports, they keep that theme going with the Diablo supports. At this point, I think it would be an injustice if they came out with a Diablo support that was just conventional, play safe, heal from the back line, like watch your positioning, all that stuff. Like I think it would be very, very, very like kind of a letdown after how Auriel and Karazim came out, where they can be like hands-on at all times. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. This was number 2 on the support series list. We only have one more hero left. Obviously, if you're paying attention, you already know who that hero is. Honestly, I don't think there's really any debate at the moment, especially on the Hero League side of things, because right now that hero is an insta-ban in most cases, and he's an insta-ban for a lot of reasons. But we'll finish strong with that video. Hopefully we get a win in that one. This is another win on the support series. Number 10, we had Tassadar. Just to review it for people who haven't been following the series. At number 10, we had Tassadar. That was a win. At number 9, we had Tyrande. That was a win. At number 8, we had Rhaegar. That was a loss. At number 7, we had Karazim. That was a win. At number 6, we had Lili. Another win. At number 5, we had Morales. Another win. At 4, we had 2 games with Uther. The first game was a loss. The second game was a win. The last video, number 3, we had Brightwing. That was a comeback win that was looking really shaky in the first half of the game, but the second half of the game we kind of clicked as a team and we started working together and making things happen, and we just completely came all the way back and won that game. That actually ended up being a really good video if you want to check that one out. The second half is way better than the first half. And then here at number 2, we got another win with Auriel. So the record is looking great for supports on this series. And I just want to keep that going with the number 1 video. And hopefully I see you guys come back on that one. So, as always, I appreciate the support. This is Achilles LBT. That's Achilles with the Z. Remember it.